Ottomans accidentally stepped in Constantinople. Hey man, it is called Istanbul, and that's only the business of the Turks. Uh, Good times. Hello, Songhai. What are you doing? What are you up to, my totally Western friend? As Songhai has grown significantly, they get a power, the manpower pool 26,000, their force limit at 25. It's pretty decent. They're looking very, very strong. They're about to take over Mali. And really, they've been growing significantly. I'm actually quite surprised that they haven't managed to grow in the Congo and take all of this territory. This is something you would expect, to be honest. Ethiopia, in the meantime, also very, very strong. Not to be underestimated. You could convert for you to visit Mecca, Matt. Well, back in the 1980s, I'm not entirely sure when it was, but there was a hostage situation in Mecca, and basically, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe the Saudis temporarily converted a couple of Gigin French special ops guys to, take back the mosque. I'm not entirely sure what the details were there, but there are definitely exceptions to the rule. But you have to hastily be converted, or at least you are no Muslim. Here's some whatever the hell. I'm not sure about any sort of rights and that sort of thing. I am a untaught Westerner with a Christian background behind me. So I don't know if there's any rights involved. I like to read up on world religions and stuff like that just to understand people, but I'm not actually involved all that much in the rites. All I know is the 5 pillars of Islam, and that's pretty much the extent of that. Still, meanwhile, in our game, Songhai, it's currently on war with Mali. That's going to be completely annexed. Dakbon is going to be easy, taken with Benin as well, so I don't think they're going to have too many problems there. Obviously, England is here, which bootstrapped Songhai's throw into Western society. I'm really curious whether or not England... One of the reasons why England, and this is just a guess, this is just a guess I'm going to go throw out there. Cape Verde is currently being attacked by the Portuguese. Fair enough. However, I think this colony in Traza was one of the main reasons why England made the jump into the Caribbean. Kariba, are you actually your own country now? Oh my god. Please tell me you're your own country. Oh my god. Kariba has managed to get itself free. They are no longer a vassal of Britain, or England in this case, as the English South America has formed instead. All hail the glorious Duchy of Kariba, with Duke Alfonso of Albuquerque, Duke Alfonso V of Albuquerque. That is an awful name. The Albuquerque. Let's go with that. He's pretty decent, actually. Came in power about 6-7 years ago, and he's doing well. No, actually, they are still a vassal. They are a vassal under England. My apologies, they're just no longer a colonial nation. And yes, Songhai's name just grew. The excitement is palatable. Anyway, oh, hello, Castile. Castile doing fine. They're growing. They're on the verge of overtaking pretty much the final vestments of Portugal and Telekman as well, and that will give them full control over the Pearls of Hercules, which will eventually be referred to as the Strait of Gibraltar, for those people that are not aware. In Plato's The Hermocrates, he refers to the the Strait of Gibraltar as the Pillars of Hercules. There you go. That's your philosophical reference for today. I've not read the Hercules, or again, any sort of pronunciations here today, and or claims about religious and philosophical history may or may not be entirely correct. So feel free to correct me. Paradox Interactive, shame on you. Caribas is a former Portuguese colonial nation and is now an English vassal. I am ashamed. I know. I'm awful. You're a completely right person on the internet. And you know what? The day is won by you. It's good to see that there are still people out there that are focused on these sort of things, correcting me on the internet. This is good. Is there a way to fight off privateers without going to open war? Do you think there should be a way to engage these fleets or not? Well, privateering is... You know, there's a difference between pirates and privateers. Privateers are obviously licensed pirates from certain nations. And historically, that didn't really stop people from fighting privateers. Because in the eyes of other nations, they were still thieves. In all honesty, I like to compare privateers kind of with Mission Impossible as their mission, what they accept it. Is to take whatever, but if they get captured, people will completely and utterly deny their existence or their involvement. So yeah, I personally, I think, you know, privateers, screw them. Rush some galleons into them if you can catch them. It wouldn't be the first time a pirate has gotten a massive manhunt on his ass. It's like that terrible pirate. And I forgot his name. Name me a pirate in the chat. Name me a pirate. A famous pirate. That is not Jack Sparrow, because I have heard of him. In your defense, Plato is quite a dense read. Yes, and it's also filled with ideas that are kind of no longer, you know, acceptable in modern society. For instance, the Greeks, or at least some Greeks, believed that some people were by nature slaves and some people were by nature people and or the freedom, and they should act based on their, you know, background. This is that's an awful thing to say, and these days we don't really think of that anymore. You know, I don't consider people to be natural slaves. I don't think it's people as slaves at all, even. You know, it's something that... there we go. Chat's now filled with a bunch of pirates. Henry Morgan. Francis Drake. Francis Drake was a pirate. Guybrush Threepwood. I've heard of that. I've heard of that one. Edward Teach. Blackbeard, yes. Captain Hook and Peter Pan. Oh, my. Long John Silver. William van der Decken. And Piet Hein, of course. Redbeard. Why were all these pirates called Beard something? Isn't a beard just a place where you can, you know, have lice accumulate? That's not very good. Anyway, let's take a look here at Korea. As the United Koreas are in the verge of attacking the Japanese islands. They're not doing too well. The Shogun has forced them back across the Sea of Japan, and there is a disaster looming. Oh no, we have internal conflicts with that stability cost modifier, which potentially can go up, and the good produced nationally going down. That's something you don't want to have. Of course, stability is super high. So that's, oh my god, Assam is back. For those people that were here last broadcast, Assam had fallen apart, but it looks like they've managed to reform themselves. Very good. Angela Merkel, I don't think the current Bundeskanzler of Germany can be described as a pirate. Although that would be awesome. Angela Merkel, the pirate. Yar. Or as they would say in their German, Yar? I don't know. I tried to add like a German spin to that, but it didn't go very well, but at least I tried, you know. Let's go over towards Paradox Dev. He's been playing under a name that is very inconspicuous. I don't know who he is. It's France is playing well. Very nice. Obviously, Burgundy is here. Nothing really to talk about. Let's take a look at Brabant. Oh, hello. Call to arms, Austria. Oh, well, there's your reason. Holy and Roman intervention against Pisa. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because right now, if you go to Austria, in 1.9, if you claim back a lawful imperial territory from somebody who tried to take it, they will always go to war with you. They will not just, you know, fall over like a sack of nothing and be like, yo, you want this land back? Come fight me, bro. Fight me IRL. And that's pretty much what's happening right now. Obviously, this is Pisa and Venice taken over, being attacked by Austria, Aquila, Bohemia, Brabant, and Ragusa. And I am going to take a mild guess, a very simple guess. It's not going to be too complicated. I am going to guess that Pisa, in this particular case, is going to get its ass kicked. And looking at the map so far, it looks like it is, because the entire Venetian fleet is stuck in the Gulf of Venice, and also the Strait of Venice is being blocked by a 16,000-man army. And as soon, of course, as the Venetians start to cross, they will be screwed. And, from a gameplay point of view, that is awesome. From an history point of view, not so good for the Venetians. Very good. He slaughters the German language again. Hey, I never claimed that I never claimed that I'm good at pronouncing anything. I think we've all been very, very clear on this before, that any sort of pronunciation is completely and utterly up to, not up to standard. Anything that is, this is the Sea of Tokai. Could be Togai. I have no idea. Or, Suruga, or Kai, Ovaru, Kyoto, etc. Yeah, I've been playing some Sengoku recently, and Kyoto is significantly smaller in Sengoku, so, these are the things that keep me up at night. Hello, Daniel, what's going on? Here is, alright, here's another mispronunciation. Vaginagar. I'm sure that is not how it is pronounced, but apparently the community at large has decided that this is how it's pronounced, and the nation no longer exists anywhere outside of the history books. Therefore, that is how it is. It is said on the internet, and that's how everything will be till the end of time. Vaginagar has some issues. There appears to be a giant red blob north of them. Now, if we go over to Emrop right now and we look at his vassals, he's got Persia as a vassal, and they like him quite a lot, 182. And, as soon as they turn into the Mughals, they can easily just integrate Persia. The main problem with that, of course, is they need to not be a tribe. How do you not become a tribe? You need to reform your government. How do you reform your government, you ask? Well, how do you not know this? You're watching this for, since forever. Well, first of all, you need 200 administrative power. Super easy. A legitimacy of 60, that one right there, is potentially difficult. Then you need to have stability at least 3, which for the Timurids is challenging due to the tribal upheaval, and one of the following must be true. You need to have either economic, innovative, or administrative, and is currently working on administrative. So the Mughals are definitely a goal of the Timurids at this point in time. Somebody in the chat says, I never see Aquila in the game. Aquila is a relatively new nation. I believe it was added, at least the cores for it were added in 1.8. Aquila, or I think it was called the Patriarchy of Aquila, was a merchant republic